How's it going? Well, here we are. Figured I'd come on here and make a little spiel with everybody again tonight. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's having a great night. So, what I want to talk about tonight is something that I'm sure we're all seeing out here, right? I'm sure we're all interacting. I'm sure we're all dealing with various scenarios when it comes to people we're dealing with, people, colleagues and neighbors and wives and boyfriends and husbands and lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, right? The people you deal with on an every given day basis. You know, there is a there's a time in the Bible where even brothers were against each other. There was actually many times in the Bible where brothers were against each other. But the biggest one to think of is Cain and Abel. And of course, because of greed and because of anger and because of differences of opinion, one killed the other. So how does this tie in with my thought tonight? Well, um, it doesn't just coincide with a brother. It coincides with spouses and colleagues, neighbors. We are here for two things: to love and be loved. That's it. But if you are reading the Bible and as you're going through it and as you're reading the different stories, you see all over in it where this one is fighting with that person and that person is dealing with this and this person has that going on and that person. So what I'm saying is there's all kinds of conflicts all throughout the Bible. So even though we all think of 2,000 years ago being an interesting time because they didn't have anything that we have today. Like their houses were literally mud huts. They didn't have cars. They didn't have computers. They didn't have any of this stuff. And so their ways of communicating, so their ways of doing everything that we do today was about 40 times more simple, but complex at the same time. So what I'm saying and what my point is for tonight is we should find a way to communicate with the people in our lives, our families, our friends, our colleagues. And yes, we're going to have differences of opinion. Yes, there's going to be situations and times where there's going to be a fight or there's going to be a rocky moment. But we need to remember that nobody's perfect. And we should find a way to compromise and understand where that person is coming from. So that way we don't lead to a gun being pulled. And yes, I said the G word on here, but it is what it is. Or it shouldn't be a knife being pulled on somebody, or it shouldn't be malice or greed or any of that, coming out of the woodwork. If we just know how to compromise, if we know how to understand where the other one is coming from. Like I said, we as people, we're here on this earth for two things: to love, to be loved. Yes, there is a purpose for everything under heaven. As it says also in the good book. It's also in a song from the 60s as well. I believe it was by the Beatles. A A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, and a time to heal. But everything under heaven, everything according to God. Now I'm sure you, as well as me, we're seeing everything that's going on in the world today, right? All the natural disasters, the wars, uh, people not being able to communicate because of language barriers, and all of this stuff. It's all prophecies in the Bible. So if you want some clarity, just go reading. You'll see it all over. God says probably 100 times, I will bring famine to the earth. I will bring shaking, and I will bring unfamiliarness as a way of me testing my children's faith. So, Cain and Abel. In a sense, you had demon and angel. Because if you kill somebody, essentially you're committing a pretty serious offense. We all know what happens when you kill somebody today. Or when you hurt somebody. Or when you cause an offense that is... you end up in a bad place. So we need to remember that as we're dealing with those people in our life, that we should, if we're following the faith, lead from a place of compassion, of understanding, compromisation. Find a way to communicate more effectively than using our ego and our pride, so we're not carrying on the legacy of what happened between Cain and Abel. Because every time you have a fight with your spouse and it's not dealt with, you're tarnishing your relationship. Every time you have a fight with a brother or a friend or whatever without resolving it, you're tarnishing that relationship. Just look around you, everybody. Look around and see what's going on, man. We have hate groups, and we have shootings, we have adultery, we have all this stuff going on all around us, where people are getting hurt, or where we're hurting other people. It's people hurting people. Not the G word, not the D word, drugs, in other words. It's not all that. It's people hurting people because people make these things. Someone made the G's. Someone orchestrated the use of those substances. Blah, 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 on down the line. That's all man-made stuff. But anyways, just something to think about. Love you guys. Have a great night. Until next time.